Okay everybody, welcome back to Dan of All Trades. Today we're removing our thermostat and we're going to install our Nest Google thermostat. Pretty easy. I'm going to show you step by step how to remove this one, install your new Nest thermostat. So, let's see what we got in here. Okay. You're gonna have your fancy top of the thermostat here. Here's your new base plate that we're gonna wire up and install. Here's your little screwdriver, a couple screws if you need it. There's an optional base plate here, depending on your setup. If you need to use this to cover up some existing old holes or something like that. Okay, before you remove your old thermostat, make sure you turn the power off to it. Turn it off, not to cool or heat, turn it off. And then go down, flip your breaker or flip your power to your furnace so there's no power to it. And we're gonna remove this one. Now, you see these wires here. See, I already have a 5-wire system installed. I already have the 5 wires. They say that the Nest thermostat will work with these 2 wires, but I had problems with mine, so I had to remove all of the 2-wire and run a new spool of this 5-wire, which came with all the other wires, blue, yellow, green, and I had to hook those up to my thermostat to make the Nest thermostat work. So just take note of that. You might have to do that. If you pull yours apart and you only see a red and a white, it might work, but it might not. And you might have to run all 5 of these wires instead of just having the red and the white. Okay, another thing to note before you remove all your wires is take a picture of where they're hooked up. And then that way it tells you what wire color is what. W was in this white location. The RH was the red. But there is a little website to go on that the instructions will give you, and they'll show you how to hook these all up to your new Nest thermostat. Okay, when you install the Nest, you can install just this base plate right here if you want. But if you have something to cover up, like where your old one was like this, you're going to want to install this base plate that they supplied you with. And then you're going to install that. It's going to cover up all this other ugly stuff on the wall. Tighten this first plate up there. Your installed screws. Make sure you don't drop your wire down on the wall there. Then you're going to want to take this cover plate that's going to go over this installed base plate, and this thing can go sideways, it can go vertical like that depending on your setup. Then you're going to take your Nest base right here, find the holes that best lines up with it, and then you'll notice right here you have a little bubble for level. You're going to want to try to level that out. That bubble in the middle. Okay, now we're going to install our wires, and you can also go on to the website they give you, and it'll show you where these wires go with what colors. This red one of mine goes into the RH, and these are just push-in fittings. You're just going to strip the end of the wire if it's not done already, and then you just stick it right in there. And then when the end of this piece right here is pushed down, you know that wire's in there. Give it a little tug. It's not going anywhere. White wire goes on W1. Give it a little tug. Make sure it doesn't pop out of there. The green wire is going to go into the G. Okay, and then the blue wire is going to go to the C wire. Now, last time I installed one of these, I just had the 2 wires, the red and the white, and it said that the thermostat would work with just those 2 wires. I didn't have a green or a blue, but it wasn't working correctly, so I had to remove those 2 wires and install this 5-wire harness to have all these colors. And then once I did that, once I got this blue wire to this common, it started working correctly. So just take note of that. You might have to do that. Okay, now we got all of our wires installed. Let's plug in our thermostat. Okay, you got all your wires hooked up. Now we're gonna snap on the thermostat. And be careful, this little piece right here is gonna line up right there. It lines up pretty good, it snaps right in. When you download their app, the Nest app, it's gonna show you how to do all this install. So, if you don't understand it, they explain it pretty well, and they have lots of pictures too. Snap the bottom in first, then it'll click in there. Now we gotta go turn our power on, and then this will light up. Now once it starts up, then you will follow the directions on the thermostat here, and it will show you how to set it up, and then it will link to your app on your phone, and you will be good to go. But one note, before I could get this to power up, I had to take the display off, and there's a little plug in the back like a phone charger. I had to plug this in and charge it for a couple minutes for it to light up, and then I installed it onto the thermostat here, and then it worked. And there you go. Once you follow the step-by-step instructions on the app and on the thermostat here, you'll be good to go, and it'll set itself up, and you can test it, and you'll be ready. Thanks for watching my video. We'll see you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe.